Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and this topic is not good news. I am going to help you, as hopefully you're already a subscriber, and we have a whole view of looking at things that's completely different from everyone else. It's real, it's genuine. And this topic is my wife doesn't want to be around me, and you already know this is not good. And I already know that this is not something that just happened the other day. This is something that has been growing, and it's a cancer. And if it's just like any other cancer, if you don't stop its growth and remove it, remove the cause, then it's going to kill your marriage. Because let's face it, you want your wife to want to be around you, and you want to be around your wife. And I would bet anything that there's times when you don't want to be around your wife and you're not very subtle about it, right? So here's what happens in marriages. This always goes back to what I identified. I used to be a divorce mediator back in 2001, and I identified the killers of marriage. The number one killer of marriage that you see in every marriage that ends is something I call overfamiliarity. And overfamiliarity can be regarded as taking each other for granted. And what happens, and it oftentimes, like 60% of the time, it starts even before you get married. And what happens is, after you've dated, and let's go back to when you first met each other and you dated, you were all excited. You found your soulmate. This is the one. Oh my God. And they call it in the world infatuation, but that's not what it is. It is the realization that your best friend and you have found one another again, and you get to be together the rest of your life, and you're floating, and you're treating each other so well. And then slowly you start taking each other for granted. And you start speaking to each other without the love. You start speaking to each other with expectations. You start pointing out each other's mistakes, each other's flaws. You're critical, complaining. You do all these things that are not supposed to be in your marriage at all. They're not. And you can do something about it because you have free will. And this is something we don't learn. And it's no one's fault. We just don't learn that the mind is a possession. And the mind has turned into our enslaver. We report to our habits. We report to our instinctive reactions. We are not free. We talk about ourselves as having free will, but if you really broke it down, you'd realize you have like 4% free will. All the other time, your mind is calculating things, it's seeing things the way it's used to, it's understanding things the way it is used to. You're not overseeing your own mind. It's the first step, literally, towards a happy marriage, is learning how to control, to master your mind. This is what's in our course for men and for women, but it's fashioned a little bit differently. Now, it's too late for you to just read one of our books. The books are great for laying out what marriage is all about, but you need the course for men because you're already so far off the tracks that you need to be yanked up, and that's what the course will do step by step. This is not a sales pitch for the course. I am being really straight with you. I'm telling you the truth. The momentum of what's happening to where your wife doesn't even want to be around you is not it's not like the beginning of a problem towards the end of your marriage. You're already on the edge of the cliff, barely hanging on. And that's the truth. And you know that it is. And there is no cheap way. There is no quick way. There is no simple way for me to tell you anything but what I'm telling you would not be honest. So I'm telling you the truth. It's up to you what you want to do about it. You might go other places. Oh, no, it's not that big a deal. They're lying to you. It is a big deal. And it's going to become worse and worse really fast. Now's the time to jump on it. What is going on is you've become over-familiar with each other. You're not treating each other right, and she's had it. And you're not being cool. You're not being loving. You didn't know. It's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. You're not a creep. You're not a bad person. We're not taught how to be married. But you do have the power to completely turn it around. And that's what we're talking about. You got to change yourself. If you want to try doing it without the course, fine. You got to change yourself back into the man she married, back into the man who just couldn't take not seeing her. And you let her know how beautiful she was all the time. And it wasn't made up. It wasn't contrived. It came from your open heart. And so the whole trick here is to get back to the place, not where your words were right or your actions were right, but you were coming from your heart. That's what it takes. And it's very difficult to get there without a process. And that's what I was talking about. So that's it. That's the truth. Now you may like, oh, I hate your video, oh, you're just selling me something. Go ahead, believe that. You're making a big mistake though if you do, because you will lose your marriage. You will. I don't want you to. You could still save it, but you got to get super proactive, super fast. And that's the truth. Look, I'm very sorry to hit you so hard, but I'm on your side. I'm doing it to shake you up a little bit. And you could look at all my other videos. It's not often that I come across this way. Really not often. But in this case, you need to hear it. So, like this video, because I'm honest and straight and candid, why not? I'm here to help you. I'm not here to screw with you or to make you feel better. I'm here to get your attention so you do what you're supposed to do. Now, hearing all that, if you'd like to be a TMF marriage counselor, we're going to have a training course, and you could still save your marriage, and I'm not kidding. It's not over yet, but don't let it keep going. Thank you for spending time. Like the video. God bless you, and take care. Thanks.